Hello.
What are you, a friendly little children's book character? That's not any way to introduce a podcast.
Look, we've got live shows. Come to them. Caveat in New York. This is it. But they know. Anyone knows.
This is an abridged version.
No one is going to get to like the 10-minute mark and be like, they haven't mentioned a murder. This isn't the podcast.
You're a human skip button.
I'm the plus 10 seconds.
We'll get to that stuff. Do you really want... All right.
All right. Well, welcome to There's Something in This, the podcast where we come up with cartoons for the New Yorker.
I'll tell you why we have to do this. Because Sophie has been picking up her friends' phones and
Your
subscribing...
long-suffering wife.
Yeah, long-suffering wife, Sophie, has been picking up people's phones and subscribing them to the podcast.
Oh, good for them.
And so... Good for them, indeed. So there's some people who don't know what the podcast is yet.
I'm trying to figure the live equivalent of this, and all I can see is someone in a comedy club having a sack removed from their head as they've been dragged in by your wife.
Like, wait, what is this?
She's lassoed. I imagine she's got a trident. She's on horseback and just throwing them in.
Flaming red hair, just for this aqua woman.
So I want to ask you about. So this is why I'm a bit distracted.
Sure.
I go to this gym. It's the New York Health and Racket Club.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
The only reason I joined there was because it's where Jerry Seinfeld went in Seinfeld. Is that where George lost his spectacles? Yeah. That was always the establishing shot, was the Health and Racket Club. So I joined.
Was it close to your place or is it a schlep?
They're conveniently located all throughout Manhattan.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, so is New York Sports Club, of which I am a member.
The actual real reason I joined wasn't just because of that, but was they've got swimming pools.
Oh, see, I don't know.
They've all got pools. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it's cheap.
Are you a swimmer?
Yeah.
You're a swimmer?
Yeah, I frolic.
You dabble.
Post workout, I frolic.
Oh, okay. As a cool down. Gotcha.
So
okay.
There's also a sauna and a steam room there. It's kind of nice.
All right. Yeah.
It's not nice. It's not that nice.
Did you see Sal Bass there?
Nice. Who's Sal Bass?
Salman Rushdie.
Kramer
thought he saw him in the steam room.
Right.
There.
Yeah. So Ashika and I will go there of a Sunday, and I'll use a guest pass, and she will come in and have a steam and a sauna in the women's, and I'll go to the men's, and then we'll meet in the pool and have a
couples gym on a weekend.
Home.
Got it. Yeah.
The last 2 Sundays at the New York Health and Racket Club.
Yes.
There has been a homeless man performing ablutions for an hour and a half. Now, I haven't said anything.
I love that you timed him.
Well, I'm in there the whole time, and he's there, and he's getting
he's shaving?
everywhere. He's shaving. Now, I haven't said anything because I'm no snitch.
Sure.
But I'm also paying money.
Is he, though?
The homeless guy.
Do you think he's all the money that he's saved up collecting LaCroix cans?
Yeah.
Do you think he's
LaCroix.
used that money? LaCroix? Is that what we're calling it?
LaCroix.
I don't know. I've just come
LaCroix,
back from the
place.
south. I don't know. Is it a place? Where is it? France?
It's in the Caribbean.
Oh, the Caribbean? I don't know. Well, he's saved up that money. Let's bookmark that conversation.
No, he hasn't.
I have no idea.
No.
Surely he's.
But what
how
do
does
I
he
do?
get access? Whose guest
Here's
pass
what I'm
is
saying.
he on?
Exactly. Whose guest pass is he on?
Yeah. How do you get in?
Because I noticed they're not taking him home. Right?
Is he asking out the front? Like people ask to be in the subway.
Bro,
Sometimes
I've got
people
4
ask
of these
you.
a year, son. I'm not. Yeah, give
they
us a
ask
swipe.
you for a swipe. He's asking for a swipe to the New York Health and Racket Club.
Yeah.
Is it health or sports and racket club?
Health.
See, that's different. It's not a sports club. It's a racket club and a health club. That means you're a little older than the regular.
It's health club. Health club to gym is what humorist is to comedian.
Oh, very.
It's not quite there.
That's a deft analogy.
It's not quite.
Very nice. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you put a microphone in their hand and see what they can do.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're listening to this, can you tweet the Health and Racket Club on my behalf and say, yo, there's a homeless guy at 13th on Sundays.
You're not a snitch, but you are a bitch. You are getting people to do it for you.
I'm more a delegator.
Yeah, okay. You're delegating bitching is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow. You could run a mob. You're delegating.
Well, I'm not, I mean, broadcasting my crimes probably would be a...
Sure.
But I'd be good. I'd be good. Everyone goes, oh, I'd be really good in the mafia. Because you only ever imagine yourself at the top of the chain.
As Tony,
you
right.
Never...
Yeah.
You're never Paulie Walnuts living by himself.
Speak for your fucking self.
Yeah.
I'd love to be Paulie Walnuts.
Really? Just by yourself with the plastic?
My favorite Instagram to follow is Sopranos hand gestures.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just someone who's cut up all these clips of the best hand gestures from his brand.
Yeah.
Paulie's always got the fingers. Always.
Yeah.
And all of them obviously gesticulate wildly as Italians, but it's a very specific Sopranos-based David Chase-esque hand gesture direction. It's worthwhile. That's my first recommendation for the week.
Also, speaking of Instagram, and this is just a public service announcement.
Yes.
Nothing important is ever on Instagram. So there is no need for you to be looking at Instagram when you're walking down the street.
Certainly not.
Ever.
Have you seen something?
All the time.
What happened?
People are just on Instagram looking at I've never once heard a doctor go, and I'll put the results on Instagram later. You know what I mean?
I'll DM you the results
never anyone
of your
been
colonoscopy.
Did you see Snapchat? We're at war now.
Can I tell you though? That's not that far off.
You don't need to look at these things.
I'm going to find out that World War III started this week after Kim and Trump summit through Twitter. Let's be honest. I'm going to hear about it there before. I'm going to hear about it there along with the rest of the administration.
Are we going to get to the point where the president's got a fucking Amazon wish list? Is that where we're heading?
I'm pretty sure it exists now. I'm still blocked, by the way. Trump still blocked me.
I thought there was a thing
There was a class action lawsuit, which it didn't do anything. I'm not unblocked. So you will often either retweet something he's done or send me a tweet and go, oh, check this out.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go, Scott, I don't know how many times I have to mention this. The president has blocked me. I don't know how to see his tweets. I don't want to, but I wouldn't know how if I did. I'd have to start a different Twitter account, which I don't want to do.
Log out.
Really? No, you can't see tweets if you're logged out.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Of course you can.
God, what a silly workaround that is. What if I block someone?
They just I don't know.
They just log out and they can see my tweets.
Sometimes I find I'm blocked by people I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's probably because you said something they disagree with and you never found out about it. Because they didn't tell you. They were just like, fuck that guy. But it's like,
and it's funny the amount of times I see friends of mine conversing.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? That's weird. And I've blocked the person. That's because I'm very block happy.
You're very blocky, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh,
You're block happy.
Yeah. I'm like Dikembe Mutombo.
I've always said that about you.
90s. So now, where have you? You sound like you're sick.
Well, no, I've just got off a plane. Every time you get off a plane, you have that little, breathlessness.
Also, you were smoking on the weekend.
I was smoking on the weekend.
That's right.
I had a cigar on the deck of a bay in Florida. I went to a wedding in Jacksonville.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, we were talking about this last week. Yeah.
Well,
how was it?
It was exactly as you think it was. I took a fucking Greyhound bus in the sky to get there. One of those shitty, United little puddle jumpers.
Oh,
to fly down there in the wind, in the windiness, and landed in the mud, and then it got worse from there. It was, and I love the couple. We were there for a wedding, you see.
What was the alligator like who officiated the wedding? Was he nice?
He was actually very polite.
Was he
very polite, not snappy at all. He was one of these guys who dressed for the occasion. There was actually some alligator skin shoes at the wedding. I'm not even fucking with you. It was alligator skin.
So give us an idea about Jacksonville.
So Jacksonville can't throw a stone without hitting a church.
Oh, okay.
Probably shouldn't be throwing the first stone anyway. You arrive and there's nothing there. There's a Starbucks and an out of place art gallery.
Such a terrible.
It's nothing. There's nothing there.
So here's what happens. You're right. There's nothing.
There's nothing. And then it's like
once you get through the void, you'll find the stuff.
In the start of the Bible, it's like the second day. All right, there's grass. He hasn't.
But it's still dark.
Still dark.
Still, yeah.
Hasn't got any light yet.
And then there was a Starbucks, and it was good.
And it was good. I'm pretty sure that's Genesis. Worst internet, worst coverage of anywhere I've ever been. I've done 32 out of 50 states. Worst mobile phone cell coverage I've ever had in my entire life.
Right.
I can't even begin to explain how every little spot, the dropouts, no internet, and then when you get to the Airbnb, the Wi-Fi, they're like, it's not working right now. Sometimes that happens. The host of the Airbnb was also getting married that weekend. Totally different wedding. So she was all over the shop.
Yeah.
So I
been such an asshole move.
I know, right?
To be texting the bride on the day of her wedding that the Wi-Fi in the Airbnb you're about to leave is down.
Guess what? That's what we did.
Really?
We didn't know until she said, "I'm just at my own wedding." So went to this wedding, got all dolled up. Now, I've had this argument with our mate Angus Truscott, right? About
Types of black tie?
Yeah. So what does black tie mean to you?
Well, I see it as tuxedo with a bow tie, bow tie.
You know why?
Do you know what I've been invited to? Just sidebar.
What's that? Yeah.
I've been
Sure.
invited to a wedding where it's black tie optional.
No.
Motherfucker, everything's black tie optional.
Everything.
That's life.
That's the point. That's why you have to say black tie.
Welcome to life.
Yeah.
It's black tie optional.
Dude.
That's what it is.
Bed is black tie
When you
optional.
get born,
Yeah.
God gives you a thing. He
Yes.
goes, hey, welcome to the world. Black tie optional. Thanks, God, I'm a baby.
There's something in there, by the way. There's something in black tie optional could be a thing. Welcome to heaven.
Welcome to Earth sign. Welcome to Earth. Population 6 billion. Black tie optional.
No outside food.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's not bad. And then the alien's like, crap.
Maybe it's a sign outside of Earth. Now entering Earth.
On the moon. It's sticking
Just
out.
in brackets, black tie optional. It's a bit of a Futurama joke.
It's
really.
not bad at all,
Yeah.
actually. I rate that. I rate that. The reason I ask is because black tie, it means different things to different people. Angus and I came to your wedding wearing a bow tie and a tuxedo, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone. We had an argument with your other mates at the wedding about the definition of black tie. They're like, no, it just means wear a black necktie. We're like, no, that is a business casual suit. Here's what black tie means in Jacksonville, Florida, evidently. Just wear a shirt with some sleeves this time.
I got to say, before our wedding, we
Yeah.
said black tie because Ashika was convinced there'd be a couple of pairs of shorts.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Oh,
I was
wow.
told
So
formal black tie.
You were in a tuxedo.
I was the only one in a tuxedo.
What about the groom?
No. Even the mother... And listen, love the groom, great guy, not in a tuxedo.
Wow.
He was in his tie had sharks on it.
Wow.
So did his pocket square. But fucking great tie. All joking aside. But I must say, I was the best dressed man at this wedding. Well, I say best. I was the most overdressed man at this wedding. We sat next to a woman at the ceremony who had accidentally sat down at the wrong wedding.
Fuck off.
No kidding. She sat down. She was like,
Oh,
I don't
that's
recognize either side of this.
She's at the wrong wedding.
She didn't recognize
She
anyone.
was at your Airbnb host wedding meant to be.
No, genuinely, because there were several weddings in close proximity.
Where are you?
It was
You're in a
at
field.
a country club. It was at a
Oh.
Floridian country club.
Oh, a la
Sure.
Trumpy.
Mar-a-Lago. I was 600 miles from Mar-a-Lago. I checked just in case there was
Right.
any event.
Unblock me, you prick.
He can't hear you. So yeah, I had a moment where we were sort of figuring out. Hang on, are you meant to be here? And she's like, well, I don't recognize anyone from there or there. Groom doesn't ring a bell.
That is such
She's
a weird...
waiting for the.
How long does it get? Because
Yeah.
when you're at a wedding, chances are you probably only know your wife.
Probably.
Like, really.
Yeah.
And then just one of you knows a few people.
Exactly.
So how long into it before? Because this is my dream, to be able to look at someone and go,
Yeah.
you meant to be here?
Do you know how many times I do that at the Health and Racket Club? It's one of those things that I immediately was like, oh, this is going to end badly. And Sophie was like, oh, who do you know? Are you with the bride or the groom?
Right.
And she was like, I'm not sure. Because, well, she said bride. She didn't recognize the groom and because they'd never met. And then she was waiting for the bride to come down to wait to see if she was at the right wedding.
That's great.
Turns out she was not.
That's great.
Discreetly left
Did
as
she?
the
Oh,
vows started, and there was no.
Imagine walking the room during the vows.
Oh.
I've walked the room during my wedding speech.
Yeah, but that's because there was a crying baby and you were bombing. No, I'm kidding. That's probably one of the best crushes I've seen at a wedding for some time.
Yeah,
It was
right.
actually not bad. Home crowd though. So that was awkward. Her slinking away. She really slunk away.
She slinked up, collected her gun from the table, as I imagine.
There was a no gun sign on the door.
That's great.
No.
At the country club.
Yeah, no guns.
That's how you know it's classy.
That's how you know.
You should
it's
see the
classy.
shit all down the street. No gun, no entry.
That's funny. Well, okay, so that
Because
was
you can always... The thing I've found with Florida... I was in Florida. I did the
You did a
Sheen
comedy
tour.
thing
Yeah, I
then,
did
yeah.
and the thing I noticed is... You can tell how bad a part of America is by how aggressively they say they'll buy gold.
Yes. Oh my God,
Or
Indianapolis.
where we'll buy gold. Like
Yeah.
if it's like a video store with just a car. Oh, we also
Yeah.
just buy gold.
Yeah, mobile phone repair, we'll buy gold.
We buy gold. Yeah, guns repaired.
Yeah. Salon, manicure, spa, back rub. We buy gold.
buy gold.
That's Indianapolis. I saw that in a mall. Swords. I saw swords and we buy gold. We sell swords and buy gold.
Where are people getting gold? The only people I know
People
that
who
have
are in
ever
trouble
gotten
sell-
gold.
Sell gold.
Pardon?
People who are in trouble, they sell gold.
But where do they get it from?
The earth? I don't know. Do they mine it themselves?
Because the only time in my life I've ever thought that you could come across gold was if you won Sale of the Century in like 1986. Remember they used to give gold bullion.
It was either that or you battled smog on some kind of mountain.
They'd always
Hobbit.
have some incredible like trip.
What was the trip? Vanuatu? It was always Vanuatu, wasn't it?
Or sometimes Disneyland.
Rarely Disneyland. I remember Wheel of Fortune, Sail of the Century.
Wheel of Fortune. No, Sale of the
Air
Century was
Vanuatu.
always a bit bigger, bit better.
It was?
No, Sale was always a bit better.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
like when you're at the end of like after you've beaten everyone and you go into and Tony Barber goes, let's go shopping.
Oh,
Or
you're
Glen
Tony
Ridge.
Barber era. I'm Glen era.
Yeah, Glen Ridge. Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's old school.
He'd go, let's go shopping, and then you'd go when you'd work up, you'd get the cars and then the cash,
Then
or
the cash.
the gold bullion.
The bullion.
And it would come down for people that don't remember. It would be lowered from the ceiling next
That's
to Tony
right.
Barber in a clear safe.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the question you're asking. It's not how badly do you want to go to the Caribbean or how much do you want the cash. It's how much faith do you have in the thin veneer of civility of society
Yeah.
that everything's going to collapse and we're all going to start needing gold again?
Yeah.
How close do you think we are to
I never
collapse?
thought of that.
That's what that is.
All right, here's what we got you. We got you a car so you can get to the airport on the plane, and we're going to assume that the rest of the world is in the gold standard as the zombies come from Canberra toward.
Listen, you throw gold, it's a fucking good
It
weapon.
really is. And
Yeah,
actually,
that's the
that's
question.
funny when you look at that.
Why are they giving
Game
people
shows
gold?
are essentially just doomsday preparation. That's it.
That's funny. That's very funny. Would you like the what would you call it? A panic room and a shotgun? Would you like solid gold bullion? Or would you like the antidote to the zombie outbreak that you are inevitably going to need with a bunch of
Do you
cans
know
of
what?
beans?
Thank you very much, Jason. But wait, I'm just looking at my Yep, thumbs up. We're going to keep the 4.5 tons of baked beans. Thank you.
The non-perishables. Okay, perfect.
We'll trade it for fresh water, honey.
Congratulations. And then the brass comes in and then the credits roll. Classic is cracks open one of them. Perfect.
Everyone's in camouflage.
Everyone's in camouflage. Speaking of, back to the wedding. One guy in camo. One guy wearing camo.
Well, it might have
at
been
the
two.
wedding.
It might have been two, and he was just in the bad
One guy
camo.
that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the other thing. I got to ask you this.
Camo at a wedding.
Camo at a wedding. No flannel though, which is that's good.
What camouflage? Like the whole
a
outfit?
green sort of Florida swamp camouflage.
No, but the whole
no,
outfit.
just the top. Just the top. He was
and
wearing
what was the
shorts.
Oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
With how many pockets? 6 that you could see, I imagine.
Easily 4.
Yeah, right.
Easily 4. Probably 9.
Right.
It was a really
Room for a knife, I bet, in those shorts.
when you're on the road.
You know when you see someone, you're like, you own more than one bandana. You may not be wearing a bandana now, but I know you own more than one bandana.
Oh man, that's a good. What a good shop to have in Florida. It's a B&B that also sells cargo shorts. Room for the night and room for a knife. That's just perfect. So
There's someone who's like,
someone
who will show you how much shit their watch can do and then tell you how cheap it was.
Check this out. You'll never guess.
Yeah. That's the time in Tokyo. Have you been? Nah.
Won it on sale of the century. Okay, so the DJ, the wedding DJ, this creature.
How many times did you hear Cotton Eye Joe?
4.
There you go.
4. And you know what? And I got to ask you this: when did we start all doing? I've been to 100 weddings, but this is a recent phenomenon with the synchronized dance. They play the dances that everyone knows, those Macarena style,
Macarena.
Well, Macarena. But there's a bunch of them now that are like hip hop ones and stuff. And then the DJ jumps out on the floor, teaches everyone the dance. And then everyone's doing the dance.
That's great.
The bride, meanwhile, is standing up to the side going, what the fuck just happened to my wedding?
That's great.
It's a thing, and I see it all the time now. Except I don't think I saw it at yours.
No.
No. It's all wrestling, I think. I don't know what I saw.
I think you can imagine my policy on choreographed dances.
But this DJ, military haircut, definitely had 20 lines of coke beforehand.
That is
music.
adorable that you think a wedding DJ in Jacksonville, Florida is doing coke. He was doing banging speed.
He was doing meth. There's no question he was on meth. But he had that attitude and that energy. He's up there dancing alone before everyone else, trying to get people into it, and they're scared of him, that he's going to whack him in the eye with something.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah. This is why I'm asking
while you look down at this guy, he would have been wearing, let me guess what kind of shirt he was wearing. It was like a color like a purple with a shimmery vibe. Yeah.
I call him Tarot Cash.
Tarot Cash.
That's what I call it. Yeah. Smells like Rexona for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Lynx Africa.
In fact,
dress pants.
Yep.
Maybe square-toed moccasin style leather.
Actually,
shoes?
pointies.
He'll get to square toe. Square toe's coming back.
Actually, Square Toe was his 2IC. The other guy at the laptop, he was old mate Square Toe.
I'm telling you, the guy that hits the dance floor. So there's two DJs.
Yeah, there's two. There's a backup guy while he teaches the other people the dance.
I'm telling you, the guy that teaches them to dance.
Yeah.
And please excuse me for being crude.
Okay.
But the guy that teaches them to dance drowns in pussy. Drowns. Flat out drowns in vagina. I'm telling you.
He did pick up that night.
I bet you. He
at
picks
the after
up
party.
Every night.
He came to the after party next door. Crushed it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, that's every Friday for him. He did a 150 wedding the night before. This was a slightly smaller wedding.
Oh.
This is a 90-person wedding. He did a 150 the night before.
Oh, God.
It was
a threesome, man.
Right. Buffet wedding. Good time for that. In a lot of brisket. Heard my favorite sentence of all time, I think. Put the brisket in the duffel bag. Heard that.
Wait a second,
overheard
there's a lot to unpack there. Just when you're heading out, all right, keys, wallet. Oh, shit, we're going to a wedding. Forgot the duffel bag.
Put the brisket in the duffel bag. I think someone
Why
wanted
do you need
to
the
take
duffel
it
bag? Well, you got a better way to get meat home? Okay. Sorry, honey.
So while there was that deafening, sort of DMX and Nelly, while that was happening, there was a drunk grandma.
That's great.
So that was great. And also drunk grandma during speeches, of which there were only two, the best man and the maid of honor.
How'd the best man go? Blue? Play blue?
Wouldn't know, because fucking drunk grandma having a yap, having the loudest chat about nothing, so that everyone's turning around, realizing it's her, can't shush her because she's the grandma, but then she ruined all the speeches.
I'll shush a bitch.
I think we just found an episode title. I'll shush a bitch. So that was something that I was like, oh, I can't even. And I actually turned around eventually, went to shush, and then the speech finished. And I was like, you know what? It's a lost cause at this point. Okay, so we were sitting with another couple, fantastic couple. You ever find a good couple that you can get through a wedding with?
Yeah.
Like a good couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, good couple.
Yeah.
And they just got married, just recently married, right?
Oh, nice.
They had got married in the state of Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
Upon which there's a big yellow sheet you got to fill out. And one of the questions is...
What do you mean, on the marriage license?
Yeah, to get a marriage license, in order to get one in the state of Mississippi, you have to answer a dozen questions. Two of them really jumped out at me.
Wait.
First one...
Are you related?
First one, are you already married?
That's great.
To someone. Because polygamy is illegal in Mississippi. Are you aware that you are related?
There you go.
To yours.
Do you know what's great? Because and here's the best thing about that form.
Yeah. It's a yellow form.
That was 10 questions for a long time. And they were like, fuck, we're just going to add them.
It's fucking happening. Because there's angry people going, why didn't you check? Yeah. Why didn't you 23
I'm going to tell you, this is on you right now, state of the Mississippi. I'm going to have to plead ignorance on this whole not allowed to marry my second sister.
Okay.
I mean, there was no problems with marrying the first one, so why would all of a sudden there be a big change in the plan?
Right. I ended up getting, it was an open bar, so, good on us. Afterwards, there was an after party.
Yeah.
After party at the wedding at a bar next door in a swamp.
Great.
Okay, wooden bar, big nude on the wall.
Yeah.
Giant nude.
Was it alluringly lit by the big buck hunter machine nearby?
Actually, it was broken, but it was there. It was there.
I mean, that can ruin a wedding.
Yeah. I tried to open a tab. I go, I'll just put that much. She goes, oh, what? I was like, oh, you need cash too. She's like,
yeah. Or gold.
Yeah. Open a tab with this bullion. It's going to be a long night.
We'll accept animal pelts at this point.
So we go around the corner in this bar. We're the only ones, once again, still left in suits. Everyone has now changed out of their
t-shirts into more casual t-shirts.
Yeah, into more casual mambo tops. And then we've sat around. It smells like actual urine. The carpet is as if a cat fucking just died and its bladder leaked all over it. And they're like, you know what? It's charming. So we got stuck in a bunch of little sort of pockets of insanity, of drunk southern insanity. Went outside.
You're a juggalo? I'm a juggalo.
Oh, there was a juggalo section. Went outside onto the deck, which overlooked this beautiful scene of the river and the moon, having a great time. The dad comes up, goes, hey, you want a cigar? Yeah, I want a cigar. Let's have a wedding after party. Then, who crashes the after party?
The DJ.
Okay, he crashed it first, yes.
Right.
And he crushed it as well. And then a fucking 4-star admiral, a submarine captain, decides to crash this wedding.
I'm calling heavy shenanigans on this guy's job.
Yeah, okay. So I checked his stripes. He's a commander. He's a naval commander. This guy was either...
Do you know this thing?
Yeah, go on.
There's this thing called stolen valor, which get into it. It is effing amazing.
What's stolen
so
valor?
It's people that dress up.
From like a costume shop?
Well, it's a bit more than that. They dress up as if they're parts of the armed forces.
Wow.
And try to claim, man, I saw some shit over there.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Yeah. And try to and people are like, no. Wow, this guy's amazing. Can you believe her? She was in Afghanistan and she was in, oh my God, this guy. And everyone's like, this person's amazing. But it turns out it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And veterans hate it.
Of course they do.
And there's these whole websites exposing these people.
Really?
Every Anzac Day it comes up, someone marches and they're like, bro, you didn't go to Vietnam.
No.
Yeah. And I think that's what this sounds like. Just for an admiral to show up in uniform.
In costume. It was in formal dress.
I don't think it's called a costume.
So, well,
costumes, everybody, we're going over the top. I don't care what you say, Private. I want to see your privates in those
All right,
pants.
here we go.
All right, okay, places, everybody. All right, let's show these huns what we're made. Honey, is your costume?
Costumes.
Have you got your costume?
Costumes.
Okay, chookers, everybody, guns out.
Shookers.
Take this, Kraus.
Fuck, Gallipoli would have ended differently with that. So he's
So with
wandering
that in
around.
mind, I want you to tell this story now,
Okay.
thinking this guy's a fraud.
Now that I understood this, it did stick out as a bit odd because we're all sitting around having a drink, having a yarn. He slowly sort of wanders in and
he's in
kind of
full military regalia.
They call it dress.
He's
full
dressed. Yeah, he's
I
dressed.
think.
Yeah.
And he's wandering in. He doesn't have the hat on. He's got the slicked back hair. He doesn't have the hat on.
How old is he?
Easily 45.
Okay.
Easily 45, possibly 55.
Yeah,
This
okay.
guy, ambiguous. But he's wandering around, and then he wanders over to the older table where the dad's handing out cigars.
Yeah.
So he's already sort of in there. That he gets a drink bought for him.
Thank you for your service, style.
Yeah, a lot of that. We're in Mugger country now. Come on.
Yeah.
And so he is regaling them with stories of his submarine and of some missions that totally, by the way, probably completely not okay to share if he was an actual captain
Did you
of any
think
kind.
he was? Or is this
100%.
like, now I'm saying this, are you like, actually?
Well, I was a bit drunk. But also, so I'm taking photos of this guy, which I'll show you. And he was, at one point, I overheard him say that down periscope is the closest and most accurate thing to a real submarine movie since The Hunt for Red October. He said it's the
Down Periscope,
best.
which was the comedy.
I'm pretty sure it's a Leslie Nielsen film.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that is the closest, most accurate representation of a submarine. What life on a submarine is like.
We've got to get onto the Stolen Valor subreddit. I'm sure there is one.
I'm now worried that I accidentally stole Valor. I don't want to have, like, I did the Anzac Day Dawn service last year, and I put the medals on the wrong side.
No, but it's different if you're wearing them on behalf of someone.
I am,
that
but
did.
you've got to wear them on the left instead of the right.
You're not pretending that you served.
Well, I think if you did serve, you wear them on the right.
I'm sure that if you did that and some digger came up to you,
Yeah.
they'd go, "Where were you?" You go, "Oh, that's my grandfather." No, it's meant to be on the other side, and
Yeah,
that would be the
okay.
extent of that conversation.
we go and have
But
some
if you're
avo toast,
rolling
yeah.
into bars, going, "Listen, I don't want a big deal made about me. Maybe,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I will have a free beer or whatever it is," then that's where the trouble starts.
Why do I think that every...
Why don't you come and sit on my lap and I'll tell you all about...
And
How
then
old am I? Iraq.
And then I accidentally kill a couple of guys out front and it turns into Con Air.
Oh, that was a good movie,
Wasn't
man.
that a great
Con
start
Air was
to
a
a
good,
film?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Highly underrated. So anyway, this guy, I mean, I pictured him kind of just, bidding farewell and sort of jumping into the hatch of a submarine and, drifting off into the moonlight. But what happened instead...
they are generally found in swamps.
I think so. I think that's what it is. Instead, what happened was he was asked to leave. The
Admiral?
There's nothing admiral about you. He was asked to leave.
Because he was pissed? What did he do?
No, I think the bar knows who he was, and I don't know who. Maybe this is a regular thing he does.
Until this very moment, you're like, you'll never guess who I met. And now I've said this one thing, you're like, oh, of course.
Yeah, come to think of it, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Oh man, you would have been so easy to do
Yeah,
shit to.
I know. Snake oil salesman would have seen me coming.
You would have absolutely have bought magic beans.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, do you need some magic beans?
Guy,
Or some gold bullion? So anyway,
That's amazing.
Drunk, went home in an Uber, talked to the Uber driver about, I think, Jungian theory and particle physics, because that's what he wanted to talk about.
Sure.
And then crashed and died. So that was fun, yeah. Got a lot of material out of it. Thus, all of my suggestions this week are wedding-based.
Oh, I was going to say alligators.
No, there's one alligator, I think. Yes. So I want to see, what do you got this week?
Okay. Not much, to be fair.
Hence my long story.
So is there something in someone listening to music
Okay.
saying, I hate how it sounds, but I love how superior it makes me feel? You know when people listen
Listening to Tidal?
Yeah, listening to bands
Right. Are they wearing Beats or something?
I don't know what they wear. Like, maybe those like egg kind of...
Egg?
You know those headphones, the ones that cool people wear?
Oh, Beats.
No, not Beats. No, Beats are for losers. They're terrible headphones.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, they are terrible headphones.
Egg one?
I'll show you.
All right.
you.
See, I'm an idiot. I just wear, goofy ones.
Yeah, me too. You and I wear the same headphones. Yeah.
Okay.
But we're not cool.
I like how it makes me feel superior. It reminds me of that great cartoon, which was Vinyl. That Vinyl cartoon about it was Gregory, by the way. It was the two things that really draw me to vinyl were the expense and the inconvenience.
Yeah, that kind of, but
this is a separate.
It's about the music.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
I got to change the thing, but I think there's something in that idea that people are listening to music that they don't like just so they can sound like they're cool.
Yeah, well, that's what people do.
Yeah,
people are sad.
I
like it. I reckon there's something in that for sure.
There's something in a magician, and this is like a magician
Stop
walking
right there.
out of a club, and maybe he's got like some dead rabbits or something in his hand. Like it's clearly gone bad, and the club owner goes, "Well, you made the audience disappear."
That's not bad. I feel like I've heard that before.
I think it's been
at my own gig.
I think it's been done. Is it sound?
Watch as I make the audience disappear, and then he flashes them. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it. Ellis Rosen might correct us, but I haven't
Also, can we
seen
talk
it.
about the banger that Ellis sent us this week?
Mate. Actually, I think, he sold it, so we can't.
We can't. I was going to say we can't say it because he'll sell it.
So funny, though.
It's really good. Really good.
Classic Rosen. There's something in that. There is something in The Magician, yes.
Okay, this one is some like... I want to say like medieval kind of working the fields, like serfs. Let's call them serfs.
Yeah, sure.
And there is a cart clearly placed in front of a horse.
Okay.
And one of the workers is saying to the other one, it's an honest mistake that I'm sure we'll never hear of again.
You do it one time.
That's right. Yeah, you fuck one goat.
Fuck one goat. That's funny. Yeah, that's great. It's because
you can see the field they're plowing and the whole thing. And
yeah. Here's something today. I was doing storyboards for an ad, and someone used the term calling the shots. And the etymology of that term, I thought was, here's what I thought it was. I thought it was from a directorial background. Oh, he's the most powerful man on set because he's calling the shots. You know, medium shot, wide shot. He's telling the DP what. Yeah. No. It's a military thing.
Military, yeah, would be my next guess.
Okay,
just because of shots.
But in my brain, we're so far from military engagement in our sphere of experience.
Well, I mean, you referred to military uniforms as costumes no less than 4 minutes ago. So, yeah, I think that caveat's
solid. That's pretty solid. Anyway, all right. What else you got?
Jack in the Box has just come out of the box.
Okay.
And he's saying to the people, look, I'm as surprised as you are.
That's a good caption.
That's pretty funny.
That's a very good caption.
Yeah.
I feel like that caption could be used for several.
So many.
I love that.
Do you know what's really funny is I thought of the caption. And then was like, oh,
that's good though. I like that. I'm surprised.
And the last one is a Q&A happening for like maybe there's been a screening of a film.
Okay.
And there's the panel and the moderator. Yeah, the Q&A. Like so, it's like the actor and the a couple of actors and a director or whatever. And then the moderator is saying, well, now I'll take some rambly, nonsensical statements from the audience.
Didn't we have... No, we had something that we pitched at one point, which was, and now it's time for the statements posed as questions segment.
Oh, that was
I think that's what it was. But I was told that it had been done in some form before.
Oh, really?
But it's a good... that's a good sign because it was at the time of the New Yorker Festival. I'd just been in the New Yorker Festival.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Every single fucking Q&A session was, all right, shall we now just go to the audience pretending to ask questions? We're really just telling everyone about
how smart they are.
How smart they are.
Yeah.
And then it happened. It was at a Murakami talk. All it was people going, mate. I read your first book and I really thought this. And then in the second book, I really thought the cats were a little bit much. It's like, do you have a question? Oh, no, I just wanted to tell you, thank you very much for your work. Yeah. That's not a Q&A. That's not a Q or an A.
My favorite is the... hey, celebrity, I just want to say my sister loves you so much. And would you be able to just say...
Have you seen Larry David's one of those in the Times Talks? Look up Larry David goes full Larry David.
Oh, yeah. That sounds...
Some guy in the audience is like, my sister really wants you to say... Right. It's like, what the fucking balls on this guy?
My favorite.
He just goes full Larry David on him. It's so good. That's great. I like that one, by the way. I like something to do with... Anything to do with that kind of attitude. That attitude is a very funny attitude. Just comedically.
Yeah.
Is a very funny attitude to come at things with. Because it's just true. We're all just sick of it. We're sick of these people. Who are these people? That's your bumper sticker, really.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Who are these people? Someone who actively disengages from commitment. You anti-commitment. You know, you're keeping your schedule clear as on purpose, very much on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I will not commit to a single... I'm the same now. I've committed to this similar ethos.
This is a bad way for you to live your life. I'm telling you. There's no happiness here.
No, I love it. I think it's fantastic. I just watched Frasier all night. By the way, Frasier reunion.
Unbelievable. After were we talking about it on the podcast?
We were just talking about it, and then the next day, Frasier's plugging something he's doing, and he's like, yeah, we're probably Netflix are going to do a reunion.
Wasn't he problematic in some way? Didn't Kelsey Grammer turn out to be a
bit of a something? But he's a Christian now. He's a reformed man. He's a man of
God.
God.
Well, in that case, that's fine because
no
one that's got anything to do with religion's ever done anything bad or weird. That was a close one.
I was having a coffee with my mate Ethan at the. We go to this diner every Friday, and I was so excited at the news that morning. I just heard the news. I was like, Ethan, they're going to do a Frasier reunion. He goes, "What's the point? The dog's dead."
Your dog is dead.
I was like, fuck, he's talking about Eddie.
So is the dad.
Yeah, he just died. Martin Crane character just died. Yeah, so I feel like it's going to be an odd reunion. I don't know if I want to see that.
Set it at the funeral.
That's not bad.
Say the dog and the dad died in a car accident. Both of them.
The
gone.
dog killed the dad. That's horrible. You're ruining Frasier for me.
Yeah. Maybe the dog died filling up on the dad's meat.
Christ on a bike.
And he got sick.
This is why you're not writing for Netflix. This is the only reason.
It's the only reason.
This is the only reason you're not writing for Netflix.
All right.
What
do you got?
So here's what I've got this week.
All right, let's add some crocodiles at weddings jokes.
Well, okay. Do you remember the last thing I asked you as a single man in New Zealand? Just before your wedding
what's
ceremony.
your hashtag, wasn't it? And I didn't see it until I was at the... That's right.
Angus and I were trying to figure it out. Because we were like, I promise this is the first and last time I'll ever ask you this.
Well, this was the thing is we were like, no, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, but everyone did it anyway. I mean, they just made one up. I think Sam made one up.
Yeah, Sam did. Yeah,
and so it's a thing now. Everyone has a hashtag. I've been to a dozen weddings where they all have a hashtag, and they will inform. The MC will inform the people ahead of time. Listen, thank you very much. Please don't use your cell phones during the ceremony. If you do want to tweet or Instagram about this, the hashtag is blah, blah, blah.
It's always something kind of weird as well.
Yeah, because they don't want anyone else to accidentally, you know what I mean? They want their own hashtag. They don't want it to be like, Bouchard Norris wedding, because there was already a Bouchard Norris wedding 4 years ago. You're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's an admiral. I don't know. He's in every hashtag.
They're like vaguely sexual and
some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a bit odd, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it's a thing. So it's a part of getting married now.
Yeah,
having a hashtag.
Yep, that's right.
It's an emotional mum at the wedding. It's like, my boy's all grown up. I didn't think I'd see the day when my little boy had his own hashtag.
I like that. I think that's, yeah.
When you're born, one day you're going to grow up and have your very own hashtag.
Maybe that's it.
No, you're going to grow up, you're going to meet a girl, and you're going to have your very own hashtag.
One day they're a little boy, the next they've got their own hashtag. Or
something like that. Yeah. You get the gist. All right. Also at this wedding there was no.
Maybe this is it. Sorry,
go.
Maybe it's getting serious. They're talking about hashtags.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's it. They're starting.
They're starting to talk hashtags.
Or is it the guys talking to each other at the bar going, "Oh, she's getting real serious. She's starting to talk about hashtags."
I like that.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I like that.
Fuck, I think it's serious. That's like I don't know if I mentioned it on the pod. I might have. It was the two praying mantises at the bar. One of them's got a half chewed off head, just going, it's getting really serious.
That's funny.
Wouldn't be a show without a praying mantis joke.
Yeah.
Guy on a phone in the crowd during the ceremony.
Yep.
Okay. Celebrant has asked if anyone has any objections to this couple being joined in holy matrimony today, please speak now or forever hold your peace. And he's a proxy. So it's like an auction.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
really funny. Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe she's got a paddle, just holding different people objecting.
Yeah.
With the auction paddles. It's like everyone objects to this wedding.
That's funny. I think that's funny. What's another objection that's
the
like
only
overruled.
Time. Overruled?
Yeah.
Is it judges getting married? I object.
Sustained.
Overruled.
Sustained.
Sustained. Is it a judge marrying someone? Saying overruled when someone's clearly going,
yeah.
That's not bad. There's definitely something in that.
That's really funny.
A judge wedding.
Yeah.
That's not bad. A bunch of lawyers in there. They're easy to draw. Okay, sign in the seating area closest to the front. And it's similar to that seagull sign you see at the beach. And it just says, please do not feed the groomsmen. It's got like a little bow tie with some peanuts crossed through it.
Oh, yeah. What's the insight there?
Well, the insight is that they're not allowed to drink or eat before the ceremony.
Oh,
certainly
right.
not at this. Yeah, they're always like, oh, fuck, I just want to get a fucking drink in me.
Yeah.
And so, I initially had it as bridesmaids, but I was like,
no.
Yeah. And
Gym tune.
And then I thought, well, it's funny if they're all just, because they have to wait up there the longest.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
The groom and the groomsmen are waiting up there. They have to wait for the bridesmaids to come down the aisle, and then the bride. It takes some time. They're sitting up there. They got no beers. They got no food. They're just waiting for dinner. And then they have to do the walk-in. They have to do the photos.
Yeah.
They have to do the synchronized walk-in with the DJ.
Yeah.
They're starving these guys. But no, because you're going to dirty the suit. Please do not feed the groomsmen.
I don't mind that. I like that. I like the idea of a sign, the sign thing.
That signifies it, the bow tie with the cross through it with the peanuts. or something. Like it's a baseball
Well, what's
game.
another wedding like?
It's like a zoo. Don't feed the
Well,
animals.
what's another wedding kind of thing that you're not?
Please do not feed the drunk grandma.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That's not bad. Please do not feed the drunk grandma tequila.
Yeah.
What if it is like in the corner?
Like
It's the drunk grandma table, and there is a sign saying "Please do not."
Or beware the handsy uncle, or something like
Handsy
that.
uncle.
Beware handsy uncle inside.
Beware the handsy uncle. Possible episode title.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's another one, and keep that one boiling away.
Yeah.
As I came into Jacksonville, I saw no less than 5 tank tops just while I was waiting for my Uber, and then
It's so rare that you and I can look down at people's fashion.
I know.
Like it really is.
I dress like a fucking farmer
Well, and I just wear a t-shirt and
every
every
day.
day looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
all the time.
all the time. It's welcome to Jacksonville. No shirt, no shoes, no cell service.
That's pretty funny.
Because that's Jacksonville, man.
Yeah.
No fucking, or because it's really bad cell coverage. I feel like it's a thing there as well. I said to the Uber driver, "Hey, is Verizon coverage?" He's like, "Man, nowhere gets fucking coverage down here." I'm like, "All right." So yeah, y'all got those phones.
I think it's too niche though, isn't it? Like no one knows.
Maybe.
Like
Welcome to X. No shirt, no shoes, no cell service. Welcome to the South. No, that's true. Well, it's also maybe when people are on the hustings for the 2020
that
campaign.
could be interesting. Yeah.
So because Florida's a swing state. It's
red, but
it's a red state that is a decider usually. It's one of the ones that they heavily campaign, and if you lose it, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So maybe Florida. Welcome to Florida. No
there's
shirt, no shoes, no cell service. No white shoes. I don't know. White. By the way, at the airport, watching women's basketball, very popular down there. Why doesn't women's basketball have male cheerleaders? And it's a very challenging sport, cheerleading, but the males don't do it for the.
You
the
call
females,
it a sport?
It's a sport.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Have you seen the cheerleaders at the
I'm
NFL
not saying
games?
it's not athletic. Oh, no, I think it's
very much
athletic.
a sport,
But I
competitive
wouldn't
sport. You
call-
haven't seen.
It's competitive cheerleading in
What's that
colleges.
Kirsten
and stuff.
Dunst film?
Bring it on.
Okay, it looks like a sport there.
Dude, no, I want to fight you. I've always said, if anyone mentions Kirsten Dunst I will hit. So,
That's funny.
but it's not. But it's like ballroom dancing.
Yes.
Is that a sport?
Well, I
It's
think so.
competitive. It's athletic.
and it's difficult. I think so. If your
It's
heart
something
rate's
being
up like
difficult, does it? Like,
well, yeah, anything that Paul Mercurio can do shouldn't be in. I mean, let's be honest.
what's wrong?
It's
a
an
weird-
unnecessary,
very
thing.
specific slam and timely. The movie came out in 1992.
All right, here's one. So every bathroom.
Still
I
reeling
know,
from
right?
that Paul Mercurio beef that just started. I had no idea. We're now at war. Everything you say, I get dragged into. You know this. I don't want beef with Mercurio.
I tweeted,
Motherfucker will dance on our graves.
I tweeted something the other day. Jane Carrow weighed in. I'm like, I didn't even know you
The
followed
Australian
me.
journalist Jane Carrow.
I was like, what? How long have you been following me? Employees must wash hands before returning to work. Now, this is a sign, for those of you who haven't been to America anywhere, it's basically every single American
law.
bathroom. It's a law.
You have to have it in there.
You must, by law, have the sign that says employees must wash hands before returning to work in any bathroom, at a restaurant, any service industry. What industry would it be most funny to have to insist on that? I thought surgeon was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Pig farmer,
Yeah.
oil drill rig,
Yeah.
amputee centre.
Getting warmer.
It's a guy with no hands.
Yeah.
Employees must wash hands before.
That's pretty funny.
It's more of a John Callahan cartoon, I think.
It's pretty dark.
Just something, what would be the least, because you're going to go back and work on an oil rig.
What if it is a hand? I thought we had one,
Did we?
we had an employee's wash hands.
No.
Yep.
Was it a pig one?
No. It was a different angle, but I know we talked about this at one
Oh,
stage.
you know what it was? I think it was a very silly one early on with employees must wash hands. And a guy called Hans in the corner going, please, you need to wash me. Would you like this and some soap? Would you like to
No,
use?
it was a waiter.
Yeah.
It was a waiter at a table scrubbing everyone's hands, and the customer is saying, "I think it means your hands."
Oh, we did, and we pitched it too. We drew it up and pitched it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
They didn't like it.
No, well, I mean, that doesn't sound that great. This is a funnier angle, I think. Like the weird...
Just the idea of someone who's completely covered in filth, and there's a sign there that say employees must wash hands before going back to work, like a sheep shearer or someone who works with fucking pigs in the mud.
Yeah.
Or an astronaut. I don't know. Is it on a spaceship? Employees must wash hands before returning to work.
That's very silly.
What's the craziest one?
Yeah. I always like the one... objects may appear larger in mirror on a spaceship. I always thought
closer
that was
than they appear. And there's an asteroid. They're like, guy, he's like, hey, don't panic.
Yeah.
It's another 200 light years away, mate. That's pretty good.
Some reason, all I've got in my head, I'm just going to say it just to stop thinking about it, is in Russia, hands wash employees. Yeah, I feel better.
It's out, and you never have to say it again.
I can move on with my life.
What are you doing with that bottle of Jim Beam?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Staring into the abyss.
This took a turn. Do you want a costume? All right, here's my last wedding one. This is my last one for the day.
Okay.
Weddings, the observation Sophie made was that weddings at their core are a spectator sport.
Yeah.
They are. Can you argue with that?
No. I think that's a reasonable
The idea of the bride and groom, the whole wedding, the whole spectacle, in the way that it's like a UFC or a boxing match. It's a fight. We're pairing these two people up.
You've lost me there.
I've been in Florida too long.
It's amazing. It's the pre-wedding weigh-in.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going.
Is that the joke? Yeah.
It's the pre-wedding weigh-in with the bride and the groom, with the mother and the father and like either side as the promoters. You know, because the engagement party is the weigh-in.
Yeah.
You know, and then if we have like commentators off to the side, you know, with the headsets, like, or are people like watching from home, and using like sporting terminology for the wedding itself, like fumble with the ring, there is gonna, you know, the toss, you know, with the bouquet throwing behind her, or you know, it's a very sloppy performance.
Is it Destination Wedding a pay-per-view?
That is, it's an HBO pay-per-view fight
because you got to pay to get there and watch.
That's not bad. A pay-per-view wedding is a destination wedding.
And they do
kiss,
the thing.
They
Celebrities ringside, grandma, and
ringside. Yeah. Look at that. The pallbearer not pallbearer. What do you call ring bearer? Different event.
Now that's funny.
Oh, pallbearer versus ring bearer.
So there's a wedding happening.
Yeah.
And walking down the aisle is the pallbearers with the coffin. And
it's a ring on the
one
coffin.
of them. No. It's the two guys, and then I think we've got this book from 3, and they've double booked it.
That's not bad. What if it was a group deal that they all used a Groupon for that church that day? They're like, oh yeah, no, we'll just be over here. Don't worry, don't mind us. Yeah. Because anything bearer, you're a ring bearer, you're a pallbearer, you're a bearer of bad news.
Bearer of bad news.
Bearing it all, you're
bearing gifts,
bearing your dick, and then
bearing your dick.
Well, bare back, bloody. I don't know. I don't know.
Then he bared his dick.
He bared his dick. Well, it sounds like a testimony in the New York Times. So I don't know. There's something in that. I think something in the idea.
I like the idea of the double booked. I mean, it's
pretty funny.
It's such a
wedding
kind
funeral.
of a Woody Allen kind of a joke.
What about today? 4 weddings and a funeral.
Yeah,
like that's just on the outside on the placard from 12 till 5.
Yeah.
They're really booked heavy.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah,
back to back. What if they're all waiting at the front? So everyone's throwing confetti at the couple, and then off to the side, they're waiting with the... They're like, we've got this from 3:30.
All right, what do you got?
All right, we've got suggestions this week, and if you want to send in your suggestions, send them into the Facebook group. Is there something in this, which is facebook.com/itsitpodcast. Paul says... Okay, sending a suggestion. Thanks, Paul.
Paul, I know exactly where... Okay. Have you ever had anyone say, listen, you don't like me and I don't like you? Because that's what that okay said to me.
More than I'm okay with.
Okay.
So sending a suggestion. Ringtones are so short now. Is that a thing? A ringtone's short?
This is a very kind of dangerous premise.
Okay, why? Because it's too niche?
It feels niche to me.
But
I want to hear the rest of it.
Okay,
but it is the thing that I've not thought of a ringtone for 15 years.
Okay, so the idea is less the tone itself, more the fact that it doesn't ring for very long before it goes to voicemail. You've really got to pick up that phone pretty quick before it goes to voicemail.
Oh.
So he says...
making phone calls nowadays?
This is half the problem. I haven't had a phone call for 25 years. We can barely get to our phones before they go to voicemail. Is there something in this? An over-street billboard with a seductive woman holding a cell phone. The sign reads, "Want longer-lasting rings?" Okay. Cheers, guys. Paul C.
I will bet my bottom dollar you thought of that on the way to the airport. There's always weird billboards on the way to the airport.
100%. Yeah. Injured?
Yeah.
Call hashtag LAW or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Paul.
I don't know.
There's something there.
I like that idea of the billboards. I think are funny. I just think that the ring thing is.
I haven't noticed it because I haven't had a phone call. Apart from spam, like a robocall.
Yeah.
I just block them anyway. I don't. Okay. So Andrew Engel. Hi guys. I've been thinking about
You've got everything printed out today.
You know why? I just don't.
You're a conspiracy theorist. I love it.
I've got some red string
it's
too.
Really great.
I just feel more organized this way.
Like we're about to I think this is the point we'll look back on when eventually, it'll happen slowly, so you may not notice it as an audience member until it's too late. But this is the point that they'll look back on and go, before they were a Flat Earth podcast, they actually...
they were an anti-vaxxer podcast. So is there something in this? Vaccines cause autism.
Go on.
All right, hi guys. So I've been thinking about your In This Weather caption competition, which is basically us coming up with a caption without an actual cartoon to go with it. Which was In This Weather.
Oh, that's right.
We've been trying to find what would go with that. I wonder if, in parentheses, without being too SS, it's a long-time listener.
Love this.
You could have two people rugged up against the polar vortex.
Yeah.
Think like Kenny from South Park.
Yeah.
Delivering a caption while walking past a theatre with a marquee reading, "Tonight, Al Gore talks climate change." Thanks, Andy.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
So, all rugged up.
Yeah. But the problem, do you know what's sad about that joke from Andy is that President Trump tweets that kind of joke every time there's snow. We sure could do some of that global warming.
He's a troll. The man's a troll.
Come on. All right. What else?
Oh, by the way, first suggestion from long-time listener, first-time suggester, Sophie Miller-Chatfield. My wife.
Your wife.
Decided to start listening. Life has gotten so boring for her at some point that she's decided to start listening to the podcast and actually suggesting things. So she has two things. One of them is a reverse caption similar to In This Weather.
Yep.
First is, he's in a bit of a strange mood. The other one was a psychiatrist a therapist talking to someone on the couch going, yes, I can tell you that you don't like people telling you what you don't like.
Is there something in a therapist and there's a horse on the couch and the horse is going, "Doc, why the long face? Why do I have a long face? I just want something to do. I just need to do something about this long face. Maybe that's it.
I just need to do something about this long face. All right, next one's from...
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
What? Just before we go on, what are some normal questions to ask horses? Where do we draw the line? Yeah. That's a perfectly reasonable question for a horse.
It's something between and and what's going on with your face?
Also that, can you imagine how much respect a horse would lose for you if you turned giddy up? That horse.
Man, Kramer's always great around horses. All right, here's what Bill Hope has actually sketched some up for us.
Oh, sick.
Good on you, Bill.
Bill Hope looks like quite a talented artist.
Not bad at all, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 4 in 1. Four back to back. Is that all right?
Oh, he's got four
suggestions. These are great, Bill.
Thanks,
One
Bill.
of them is a couple of tumbleweeds squaring off at high noon in the town.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a cowboy tumbling by.
That's not bad.
The old switcheroo.
That's pretty funny.
Next one is a tits out. It's a pole dancer.
Yep.
She's saying, "Oh Christ, did I leave the oven on?" Funny.
Dude, you didn't sell the...
What did it say?
So the woman is dancing on the pole saying, "Oh Christ, did I leave the oven on?"
Yeah.
And the caption is neurotic dancer.
Oh, I missed that.
Instead of erotic dancer.
Neurotic dancer. What an idiot I am for missing that. Neurotic dancer. That's funny.
They're funny.
That's better. All right. Clown talking to a little boy, and the clown's holding a bunch of balloons.
Yep.
He's saying, they're all just full of size, you know.
Oh, size as in
He's
eyes.
blown them up, just going.
Is there something in balloon animals and one of them saying, we're not animals?
I am not an animal.
Because they're not. They're balloons.
They're balloons.
I'm not
Well,
an
they're not
animal.
in a zoo, are they?
We're not animals.
Oh, maybe it's balloon animals in a zoo.
That sounds familiar.
In a balloon zoo. Maybe the poles, like the bars and the thing are all balloons. It's balloon people going to see balloon animals in a balloon zoo.
What's the joke?
It's no joke. I saw a place the other day.
You're just putting balloon in front of every single thing.
I love how fucking funny is the word balloon?
Balloon is a funny word.
I walked
There's
here.
a place next to my house called Balloon Saloon.
Correct. Every time I walk past, I have a giggle to myself.
Every time I walk past, I say, how the hell is this place still in operation?
Oh, I'll tell you.
I will tell you. We were out for dinner the other night, and we were walking along with some friends of ours, and our friend Claire, a completely sane, very successful, very well-organized, put-together, sane human being.
Friend of yours.
She goes, oh, I love this place. I went, what? She goes, I'm in here, honestly, twice a week.
Amazing. What do they do?
And I said, why are you buying so many balloons? She goes, and her husband says, she says it's for the kids. The kids could not give a fuck about balloons. No, they're not interested. And I understand why. Their kids were all born after PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah.
Do you reckon a balloon is impressing
what do you think of that? It's full of air. Wonderful, isn't it? Can I go back and play Red Dead now?
Shut up.
Shut up.
I got to take Valentine.
Where's a balloon saloon? What are you getting, like a big old balloon animal
This is a classic
with a
example
beer chaser?
of someone that has gone balloon saloon. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah. No, let's get some backing. It's a startup now. It's an app. Last one from Bill Hope is the Clam Cabaret, which is just a bunch of clams watching an oyster dancing on the pole there. It's a little more fancy. It's more like Moulin Rouge there, I think.
I like how well they're drawn.
They are quite well drawn, aren't they?
They're really great.
Good work, Bill.
They're really funny,
Great.
Bill.
If you want to send yours in, send them to the old Facebook page, facebook.com/It's It Podcast. You can also get your tickets for the live pod on the 9th of April there. And you can also get them from caveat.nyc. We're doing a very big special live podcast with a very special guest that evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got anything fun coming up?
Nothing
Bed.
really.
My mum.
I got to write some jokes. I got some jokes.
Oh yeah. We've got a show in together next month. We're going to be doing.
Oh yeah.
Not a live podcast. Just stand
No, we're
up.
doing stand up. Yeah.
Every now and then I'll get a text from my mum with a photo of the West Australian newspaper.
Oh yeah. What's happening with Nick Natanui's knee?
How many times did you rehearse that? It sounds like a vocal warm-up for a radio personality. It's just a photo of the front page of the paper.
Nick Natanui's knee neatly knotted. Nick Natanui's knee neatly knotted.
That's fucking fantastic. Sparkling wordplay. It's just a picture of Donald Trump and then announcing that he's coming to Australia.
Oh, he's
not
going to Australia.
Mum's just saying, Donnie's coming. Donnie's coming. Yay!
He's not going to Australia.
He's not. No, he'll be. He's not going.
There's nothing happening. There's no
But that's the announcement.
There's no
the
OPEC or
G20.
No, he wouldn't go to Chogam.
G8. Is there a G8? I don't know. I don't. There's nothing. There's nothing happening. Yeah. Anyway,
he's more likely to go to the premiere of F9, which I'm assuming is what they're calling Fast and the Furious 9.
That's what this wedding reminded me of. I felt like I was an extra in Fast 9.
Really?
That's what it was. It was very much that.
Man, I can't believe. I don't know one of the names of the people, but I'm sure that, man, I can't believe. Let's say one of the characters. I'm just going to make up the characters' names.
Yeah.
I have seen one of the films, but I can't remember. Man, can't believe Rocket Simpkins.
Rocket Simpkins.
Finally made an honest man out of him. You know what? Rocket, he can do anything. Yeah, well, you know what, guys? Life's a lot easier when you got a beautiful woman on your arm. But I'm going to tell you, I've ridden my last rodeo. Good luck. No, Melinda. I have to take this time. It's personal. And then everyone else in the team's like, they've tried to kill us like 10 times.
You just wrote Fast 9. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Oh, Rocket Simpkins. I'm going to miss him. Wait, did Rocket die? No, Rocket's wife, Melinda Simpkins.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. Do you know what she loved?
She's gone off the rails.
She loved nothing more than just taking a drive and sliding into a corner.
So thanks for tuning into Fast 9, Fast and the Furious fan fiction. For another week. Maybe
they meet the bad guys. Like, all right, we're gonna do the drop. This has gone too far. People are dying. Where are we gonna do it? In the abandoned drive-in cinema. All right. Okay, but here's the thing. No nitros. Okay, cool. What's the deal?
No nitro.
I don't know. What's a car term?
No nitro.
They'll turn up in like big trucks.
Oh my God. I didn't know what nitro was until Fast 1. Now I can't unknow it.
Bro, have you seen the lol where, for first Fast and the Furious movie, they were trying to get back a shipment of stolen DVD players or something?
That's exactly right. Didn't go well, did it? It's so funny. And of course, there was a double cross.
I watched a Law and Order the other day where it was. I watched a Law and Order instead of watching the Oscars.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Oscars.
Why are we watching the Oscars?
Why are we watching the Oscars?
What's
Seriously?
the fucking point?
Well, it's just
no.
Yeah.
I didn't watch them. Did you? Well, I think I went to bed at 9.
Yeah.
I was done.
But I didn't.
Who's watching them now?
This is a legitimate question because I had friends today that were like, oh, "Did you see last night? And was this great? And did you see this? Did you see it was the best speech?" And then one of them was like, "Oh yeah, I was at my friend's house and we were all there and
right."
I just didn't understand why
anyone
would be interested in that.
Oscars viewing parties are a thing.
Yeah.
This is the longest, most drawn-out, insufferable award ceremony of spoiled millionaires.
But I mean,
with no host this time.
Yeah, that notwithstanding, I just don't understand why I'm interested. It's like when they tell me how much money a movie's made.
Right. I don't care. I have no gauge on this. Is that a lot?
What's that mean?
Is that a lot? Cool. Is that much?
Way to go, The Rock.
Yeah,
Rocket Simpson! I miss you, Rocket Simpkins' wife. Come back to us. Just a lot of flashbacks to them like laughing, wearing linen suits, getting into like a classic car. Like that's how you know. That's how you know. Like they're relaxing.
They're getting into a classic.
Hey, Grandpa, that old claptrap wouldn't do over 30 kilometers an hour.
Let me show you.
Rocket now. You're lucky I'm with my wife, the only person who can really reel me in. If she ever dies, who knows how fast I'll drive? And she died. So now you've got...
no limits.
He'll go so fast. Oh, that's it. Fast 9, no limits.
Fast 9, no limits. Out in cinemas. Maybe you'll see a sneak peek teaser poster that I'll draw up on April 9th.
Yeah, could you?
That'll be the holding screen for the live
April
pod.
9? Fast 9.
Fast 9, April 9. Be there.
Be there. Don't miss out. Also... And I'm just like a spoiler alert to our many fans.
Many.
Who love the Fast 9, Fast 9 erotic fan fiction
universe.
There's a lot of fucking. If you think Vin Diesel is not fucking ludicrous, you are out of your mind. Firstly. Secondly.
Jesus.
Secondly. A lot of the movie is them filling their cars up at the petrol station.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of it is like, man, can you believe how much this
like an ultimate?
Man, why do I have to keep getting premium? Damn it, Rocket Simpkins. You know why?
No nitro.
No nitro. All right. I think.
Jeez, this went off the rails quick.
Listen.
It's fun.
Okay. Do you want me to finish? Do you want me to finish with a pun?
All right.
We've flogged a dead horsepower. Thank you. Yes. Rocket Simpkins. This one, and as we do every week, we'd like to dedicate this episode to the memory of Rocket Simpkins' wife.
I'm going to play it out with the song from Fast 7.
We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about